Hey, hello, and welcome to episode 36 of Ahead of the Game. So today we're going to have a special guest on, and his name's Matt Lees with the EOE team. And so we're going to have an interview after I go through updates. So let's get started. Well, before we do anything else, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell and show us some love. All right, let's get started. So, first update we have is going to be for GalaChain. So, we have a GalaChain hackathon and it's scheduled for February 12th to the 14th. And if you want to participate, we have included the sign up link in the description box that's below. So, feel free, go sign up if you want to go and participate. And next up, we have The Walking Dead. So, with The Walking Dead, we have some big things coming, but it's going to take a little bit of time. We can't give you everything right now, but just know that there's a big update coming and just to watch out for that. All right. Next up, we have Common Ground World. So with Common Ground World, obviously, as you guys know by now, we have our weekly leak. So this week we have a competition leak. So we're going to give you a little bit of information about the upcoming competition. So starting with February 6th to the 9th, it's going to be stationary, and same with February 13th to the 16th. February 20th to the 23rd, we're going to have bracelets, and this is a blueprint reward. February 27th to the 30th, we have an old food meta with a new craft recipe, but no new crafts. Now, March 3rd to the 6th, it's going to be new content, and it's going to be liquid. And that's all we're allowed to say. So that's it for leaks. Now, March 12th to the 15th, it's going to be a blueprint reward event. And again, it's going to be new liquids. March 19th to the 22nd, it's going to be new jewelry. And March 26th to the 29th, it's also going to be new jewelry. And so we do still have the town hall tomorrow. So make sure you tune in at 8 a.m. Pacific, and you can submit any of your you can submit any of your questions early through the form in our Common Ground World announcements channel in Discord. So next up, we have Miranda. So we have a new wallpaper to show you guys. Let's take a look. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Just a second. But while that loads, another note, Miranda's box. So that is being worked on in the next tech test. So for pairing an exemplar with the same Miranda's box, you're going to get a 30% HP boost. Now, if you're pairing an exemplar with a creature Miranda's box, you're going to get a 10% HP boost. The bonuses don't stack, and these bonuses are subject to change as development continues. There is also still that in-person event happening February 10th in Austin, Texas. And for those who are able to attend, look out for the updates because we haven't released any of that yet. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. We will be announcing it as soon as it gets closer to the date. Now, up next, Champions Arena. So we have new champions added. So we have Diros and King Titan. So I know it's probably hard to see the stats and stuff here. So they are, you can find all of that in our Discord channel as well. So if you're curious about their stats, go check it out in the Champions Arena Discord channel. With that being said, we have some updates to that as well. The Tower of Trial renewal is in play. So players are now able to challenge an additional 3 stages a day. Stage rewards have also been adjusted to accommodate the Tower of Trial changes. Fixes that have been implemented include NFT champion locks from the Mystic Box and arena matchmaking. And for any of you who received an Epic 8 instead of a Legendary, please reach out to Toyami KR. Sorry, probably butchered her handle, but it's spelled TOYAMIKR. If that has happened to you, reach out to her. They'll get you an exchange. Next up, we have Poker Go Play. So we do have an AMA tonight. It's going to be in the Poker Go Discord stage at 6 p.m. Pacific. Now, there's going to be some big announcements during the event. So make sure you tune in. And sorry, I got no leaks for that. So you got to tune in. Up next, we have Eternal Paradox. So since last week, there is quite a long change log. So we're going to go through the list today so you can so that you know what has been changed and added. So let's get started. We've added support for skipping introductory battles, intermittent camera zoom upon entering buildings after the resource site construction tutorial has been corrected. The event ranking displaying 0 points has also been corrected. The Chakram Legion level display is now displayed correctly in the exploration window. Field mark text errors have now also been corrected. Guild Conquest rewards will now be visible to up to the 7th place in guild rankings. We've also expanded the scrollable area in this season's schedule. Guild Festival missions items. Guild Festival mission item errors have also been fixed. Wow, what a tongue twister. The next issue that was corrected is the event points not increasing when reinforcing a piece of 7-star mercenary equipment. So that has also been corrected. Now, we understand that some users have experienced some inconvenience and frustration due to some of the arising issues with the introduction of Season 2. A lot of these issues have been corrected as of yesterday, but you should download the new build for that all to take place. So we do apologize for the inconvenience, but it will be improving your gameplay. And for all of you who were able to take advantage of the 24-hour event that happened yesterday and the day before, we would love to hear your feedback on it. Like, all your feedback is super, super, super valuable to us. So it really helps us improve the games and give you the game that you want. So I want to thank you guys all in advance, and you guys are awesome. Moving on. Legends Reborn. So no big updates this week, but that doesn't mean they're not hard at work. So they are working towards a playtest in early March, but we will keep you updated on all the news in Discord. So stay tuned. And next up, we have Legacy. So there have been a few updates to Legacy. So let's get started with that. The deed management screen's facelift has added more functionality for deed owners and to manage their guilds. We've also added more information to evaluate your hardworking guild members and added guild chat so that you can chat with your fellow guild mates. There is a huge change in place for deed owners. We've increased the base key allocation by up to 5 times per deed rarity. So we're going to reward our existing deed owners with a free upgrade to help you guys scale up your business. Now, we have a new exciting product line for Legacy, and that is I Scream, You Scream, We All Scream for Ice Cream. Newest product line to come out, so make sure you put that competition on ice. So we've also tried to fix as many bugs as possible in the last update, including the strange things happening with the bank. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. And as always, with new updates comes new blog posts, and you can find all of this in our Legacy announcements channel in Discord. Up next, so as you know, every Friday, we do Gala Play. So tomorrow we will be playing Pal World. So that should be interesting. It'll be at 3 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you join us, come hang out. And yeah, if you want, join us too. It'll be cool. Next up, we have Echoes of Empire. So the game has been live since Tuesday, and we do, like I was saying earlier, we have a special guest on today, Matt Lee from Hit Factor, and the developers behind Echoes of Empire. So get ready for that. That is coming up soon. All right, so we're going to bring Jason on with Matt. Here we go.
I'm right here. I'm right here. I don't know why. Can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you. You've got the
Okay.
invisibility cloak on. Oh,
There
you got
we go. Y'all thought you weren't going to see me today, huh? Well, here. Oh. Oh, you going to come in and say hi? Yeah, yeah. I don't want to point you at screens. So here's
Ho
uh,
ho ho!
Adam Price, Santa, and Mark Skaggs. And he's not Santa. He looks like Santa. Oh, you're not Santa. No, I know you're not Santa. We knew that. No, I haven't gotten to no, there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing, guys. Order of operators here. Order of operators. How you doing today, Matt?
Doing well. Good to see you again, Jason.
Good to see you too, man. It's been a minute. It's been a
It
minute.
has. Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this, but I'm at an offsite right now with a bunch of other people. It's a sort of constantly expanding and evolving and morphing group of people. Uh, but and some of them have been playing EOE, and everybody's enjoying it very much. So uh, talk to me a little bit about it, man. We've pushed it. We've pushed it out. It is live. People are playing it. People are having fun. I'm seeing a lot of good traction on socials and in the Discord as people talk about it and stuff. How's stuff going for you guys on your end?
Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, we're just excited that the game's out in the community's hands. As you said, we had to push it back a
Been
few times.
It's been a long time coming.
It has been a long time coming. Even since the last time you and I spoke, we talked about kind of all the UI changes we were making.
Right.
Making improvements to the first time user experience. And we're glad that we were able to go and do all of those things, and not only do those things, but also now finally get it in the hands of the community. So yeah, the community's been keeping us super busy. We're in
They're
full launch
very good at that.
operations mode. Oh yeah, they're very, very good. I think I woke up this morning to like 500 Discord messages.
Yeah,
And
that
I
sounds
was
about
like,
right.
oh great, let me just go filter through these 500 messages to
That
see
dude,
where the important stuff is.
five 500. You've seen that old Monty Python skit, The Four Yorkshiremen, right?
Yeah.
500 messages, luxury. I wake up in the morning to 28,000 messages of salt and vinegar. It's good times.
True, true. I'm talking to the master of the Discord messages, truly. So
Oh
500
no,
is,
that's
is
that's
probably
that's
child's play for
Nephilim.
you.
I just I unfortunately don't have as much time to spend in there as I used to, which is a bummer. But yeah. So tell me, what is the thing that you're most excited about with EOE right now?
Yeah, I mean, number one, past, of course, just the game being in players' hands, we're just really excited to see the way that players are interacting with it. I think that that's a big component of a launch of a game is, we're going to have our own opinions of how we play the game, but seeing how
Of
the
course.
players interact with it is, a totally different beast. Even us being able to see like the way that players are starting to like group up together around some of the different celestial objects. They got all these home bases and like strategic locations together. That's the stuff that we've been waiting to see, but you only
Absolutely
really get
love
to
that.
see when you have a little bit of scale behind it, right? So it's been cool to see like these different images. And I think even
The
on the
emergent
first
behavior coming out in the system, right?
exactly. Even just the first day, we did a land rush where we let everyone in at each different rarity level, and there was only one person with an ancient, so we were just watching his stream, him place down some of his first claims, and see how he was playing with the game. So yeah, it's just been great following the community and seeing them engage with it.
That's awesome, man. What sort of interesting emergent behavior are you seeing coming out of the system that you guys didn't expect? Because that's the thing that always amazes me is the sort of endless creativity of players.
I think the funniest thing to us was the way that people were just amassing power initially, because that's not the way that we were playing with each other. Internally, the way that we were playing with each other is like we were going after each other all the time. Any chance we had to like go and fight somebody else and take down their home base, we were trying to go and
Right,
do
right.
that. And so just it was kind of funny just watching everyone kind of tiptoe around each other and be like, I'm not ready to attack anybody yet.
I
I'm
don't
just
know
gonna
about
just gonna
that.
collect
Yeah.
as many ships as I can get. Zato's sending me images of like 2,000 plus ships, and I'm like, okay, you guys are you guys are serious right now about amassing power, making sure nobody attacks you. So that was definitely different than kind of what we were initially expecting.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. Um, if you would you have designed any of the game systems differently had you expected this play style?
I think we're happy with the way that the design came out. I think
Nice.
we made some tweaks to the way that like home base power worked for
Hmm.
combat. And really, one of those was that we wanted all of the ships that you built at your home base that were like stationed at your home base to essentially
Hmm.
contribute to your defensive power. And we felt like
Right.
that was a cool mechanic addition. We kind of liked the way that that played out. It kind of gives these like raid boss element feels to the game
Mm,
where somebody can really amass a lot of power, and then it takes a big group of people to go and take down that person. And we kind of like that. So I think with the way that things are going, we're happy with the direction we kind of took on some of those design choices.
nice. I can't play Echoes without feeling like I'm participating in Isaac Asimov's Foundation trilogy, the way it was written, um, the way it was written, not the way the series portrayed it. Different,
For
different
sure.
feeling.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the feeling that you guys have come up with. It's fantastic. What would you say is in terms of development as you watch and we see more players play, one of the things that we're leaning into more is marketing across the entire ecosystem, and so hopefully that's something that everyone benefits from. I know that the community wants to see more of that, and that will be delivered in spades, so we're looking forward to that. What is next steps for you guys in terms of this?
Yeah, so right now we're purely in launch operations mode. Game
Right.
just came out. We're already seeing some of the early issues. I always say the community is always going to be the best QA tester. Like no amount of QA we put into it is ever going to catch everything that the
Correct.
community catches for us. And so we're hyper focused on performance and stability and really making sure that the experience that is there right now kind of plays to the best of its capability. There are some small things that we're looking at making tweaks on here and there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Our one of our user experience issues around building ships. There's like a level slider that's like defaulting to level 1 instead of defaulting to the max level. So there are
Oh
like
dear.
elements like that that are easy for us to go and fix, and we know we should go fix. So that's kind of where our minds are at right now. We're just super
Gotcha.
focused on making sure the experience that's there is
And
playing as well as we can make it play.
And something like that is something that you could test it a million times and never catch, because it depends on, sort of your play style and behavior. So that's an interesting example. Um, what sort of feedback are you getting from the player community?
Yeah, I think the player community is giving us a lot of excellent feedback. I think the thing that is jumping out at us the most is they just want to be more social, and we agree with that. We
Mm,
hope to build a social experience out of this game, and that's kind of really what folks are looking for. They're already kind of doing it on their own. We knew that that would be the case with how tight knit
right.
the community has been. We knew that they would find ways to communicate with each other and organize and do what they needed to do. But we know that that's an important part of this. So, it's something that we hope to eventually deliver.
Okay. That's something that we're leaning into very heavily too, is that entire social graph feature. It's something that we are super excited about. Um, so yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to go over today?
I just want to say thank you to the community. You guys have been great for us over the last week. I know that you guys have been seeing us a lot in the Discord, talking to everyone, and really picking up as many issues as we can and trying to fix things as quickly as we can. I just want to say thank you for everyone's patience as we've been working through a lot of those early issues. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Ion Games, the development team, everyone that's helped get us to this point. It's a big moment for us to be able to have made it to launch. We're very excited about that, and
Hmm.
we hope to keep carrying this game forward. So
Absolutely. I think it's fantastic, and I think that as more people learn about it, more people are able to jump in and play. They'll see, the kind of polish it has, and I think that we got a good future here for this one.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
Well, awesome, Matt. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. And I will see you soon.
See you soon. Great talking to you, Jason.
And you as well, man. Peace out. Have a great day.
See you.
Okay, everybody. So we've got a lot of really interesting stuff going on. So that was Matt. We're going to do some Q&A stuff, but first I've got some other stuff that I am going to do and run through really quickly. Now, I had a conversation last night, so I'll just, I'll be very, very candid with you guys. I had a conversation last night with a bunch of people in the Vox community during the Chattervox session hosted by Tofu and Hefe. Fantastic session. Very enlightening for a lot of people in the community, and it's paralleled by some of the experiences that we have had over recent months as we've dug into a few things. I think it's no big surprise that there have been some significant changes internally here at Gala within the last couple months. And these are good changes, and there's a lot of positivity that is coming out of it. And one of those things is, I'm here. You guys can't see it right now. Hold on. Actually, even if I turn it off, you're not going to be able to see it because it's just an ugly ass empty white room. I'm here in an actual office. There's a bunch of us here that are in an actual office, and some portion of the company is going to likely be moving into non-remote work in the near future because we have found it is just so much more effective. And so that's one thing. The other thing that's been really positive is that previously there had been pretty heavy compartmentalization between different parts of the company. That compartmentalization is now gone completely. So now all of the teams are integrated: music, film, games working together, chain, node, platform working together. Everybody is working together. Still separate, structures to a certain extent, but information is flowing freely between these groups. And so one of the things that came out of this conversation in Chattervox yesterday is some of the community, I believe it was AWK, um, was very, very salty, and he's like, "That's it. I want an update. I demand an update on every game." So I'm not going to give an update on every game. I'm going to give an update on a few games just to absolutely clear the decks, because this is stuff that a lot of people have been asking questions about, and I just want to get it out there so that it's out there and done, and we can move forward from this point in time. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles that I'm going to be giving some news on, and the news is all in the same vein, but sort of different flavors of news, if you will. So, update on first one is Crazy Boom. Okay. Crazy Boom, the development on Crazy Boom was halted by the developer, which decided in the bear market crypto slump an NFT game no longer made sense for them. A portion of the funds allocated to the developer for the creation of the game were refunded. To Gala, we released all claim on the title. There were no sales on this game, so there is nothing to refund on this, and that's Crazy Boom. So Crazy Boom can be removed from your list of stuff that you're expecting in the future. Dawn of Fire. The title remains in development, but will no longer be financially supported by Gala, with all rights to the IP returning to the original developer. We, of course, welcome them to come and build on GalaChain to make this a Web3 title, but the team has decided to stick with the Web2 world for the time being. As this title was only mentioned in a trailer at Galaverse 1 and there were no sales, there is nothing to refund on this. So check that one off the list. Freestyle Football 2. This news came out a few weeks ago. This title also remains in development, but will also no longer be supported by Gala, with all rights to the IP returning to the original developer. We, again, of course, welcome them to come build on GalaChain and make it a Web3 title, but they've decided to stick with Web2 for the time being. Again, as this was also only mentioned in a trailer and there were no sales, there is nothing to refund. The Wizards and Warriors also remains in development, but was never officially contracted to be released with us. It was hoped that this would eventually come to fruition. Um, oh, There's hope this would eventually come to fruition, but and we welcome Game Media to continue developing on GalaChain, but we're not pushing for this title to come to the platform. And so Wizards and Warriors chest, which were dropped during Galaverse 1, will be converted to gold boxes in the Gala Games ecosystem. So if you have one of those, you will eventually be able to, not yet, work has to go into this, you'll eventually be able to redeem that for essentially a gold box. Stoda also remains in development, as far as we know, but was never officially contracted to be released on Gala. And again, we would hope that this would come to fruition, and I freaking loved playing that game. We welcome Game Media to continue developing on GalaChain. Will not be pushing for the title to come to the platform. So that is what it is. And the final one that people have been asking questions about, and I want to be very clear on this, Forever Winter. The title still remains in development, but will no longer be supported by Gala. All rights to the IP returning to the original developer. Again, we do welcome them to come and build on GalaChain. There was a sale of the Forever Winter bunker at Galaverse 2, and the sales of those will be refunded to the original purchasers at full purchase price. And if there was something that was purchased on the secondary market, at the purchase price on the secondary market. So if you purchased it and then sold it on to somebody else, so it goes. And anything else, there may be some edge cases there. Like me, for example, I think I moved it to a cold wallet. There may be some case by case edge case stuff. Then we'll deal with those on a case to case basis. But that's the basic 6 things. So for starters, before I get into the really exciting stuff, I'm watching the YouTube chat. Is there any, I'm not giving updates on Fortitude or Grit. And yet Funky Eddie says Salty's going to be salty. Absolutely. Let's see. 12, Pool Wing. Why does the CEO always blame others for Gala's failures? He is the leader. It's his fault. He needs to take responsibility. For starters, Eric, the CEO, which by the way is not me, just to be very clear here, doesn't blame anybody. And we're all here working on this stuff, so I don't know what the problem is. Let's see. Any other? Oh, yes. And in terms of Vox, absolutely. There is tons of stuff that is going to be coming here. It just requires a bit of consolidation and to get things moving in the correct direction. But that is 100% going to happen. Let's see. Any other questions there? Tweety, people want some update on Superior. I can't give an update on that yet, but I think I will be able to very, very, very soon. Tweety, there's some pretty cool stuff coming there, but again, I'm not allowed to update on it, but it is really cool. I'm super stoked about that. Okay. Oh, and I also want to drive one point home here in terms of Vox. Vox was designed by Will Wright and had an implementation team on this side. From a game design perspective, I'm super, super stoked with everything that Will Wright has done. And that's not a thing that none of this was a Will Wright issue. Let's see. Rusty Spork asks for a TLDR on that. So basically the TLDR on Vox is that with some recent changes, we started digging in more deeply on stuff and discovered that there wasn't as much there as we wanted there to be, or we thought that there was based on the videos and whatnot that we had seen. Again, not a Will Wright issue, an internal issue, but one that was not made clear due to the rather extreme walls that were up between different parts of the company. So, we oftentimes, at least I personally, would see videos at about the same time as everybody else in the community would, often later. So it's one of those things. Let's see here. Any news on the Vox chicken conversion from the contract? I do not have any news on that. Did Will help with Get Plucked? No, I don't believe so. Let's see here. I'm going to, there we go. Will Wright's strategy still be implemented? I believe that's the plan. I really love the vision. I love the videos that were created by Will Wright and his team. Um, you know, I'm super stoked about that. One of the cool things, and Sigard is, fantastic in bringing this up. When will Vox DeFi? That's actually going to be a lot sooner now than it would have been 2 months ago before we started this digging in process. So that's going to be pretty cool. Well, any new projects? Yes, there are several new projects, Naughty Cookie. In fact, I've got PR pushes for some of them sitting on my desk to approve. Patrick, sorry if I have not gotten to that one yet. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's dealing with most of the questions. Let me hop into Discord really quick. I'm going to go into Gala Gold. What questions do you guys have in Gala Gold? Okay, Siberian 369 is expecting some news about some stuff, but I can't talk about some of that stuff. Um, I think if you were to go look at the announcement channel, you would see some pretty cool stuff that would make you very happy. I like the picture you got there, General Kaizen. That's nice. Okay, so that's that. Can you mention what type of projects are now building on GalaChain? Any company that are going to melt people's hearts? Not box. I heard something, Paul. Was that a good Paul comment you were going to say? Oh no, I'm being turning into a robot. Uh, hopefully. Ah, okay, sorry. I have to have the tab visible on the desktop as I switch between things here. One of the downsides of remote work is that I have to do this on my little tiny crappy laptop, and I don't have, my big computers at the disposal. RH wants to hear from Will Wright again. I would love that. We are actually talking to him, and so let me see what I can arrange. That would be great. And let's see, cleaning up some contracts, clean slate, moving forward. Yes, absolutely. That is the key. Okay, cool. So it looks like that's most of the questions. Smiling Monster wants to know about the Dawn of Fire Sword for May Mayhem. I don't know, like, I don't actually even know about a Dawn of Fire Sword for May Mayhem. So if there was a Dawn of Fire Sword for May Mayhem, I'm sure we will figure something out. But I don't even think there was a token. Zoro Gala would like to visit at the office, possibly. Dr. Wookie would like to get 2 PokerGo Ancient Frames for Wizards and Warriors instead. I don't know. I'll ask. Let's see here. General Kaizen would like to know when to make meme tokens on GalaChain. It's GalaChain, guys. I know you want to call it Geary, but it is GalaChain. What happens if running the founders nodes goes if running founders node goes under 20,000? The distribution stops. Let's see. Post the thingy. The thingy has been posted. Okay, so everybody, I'm going to actually, good Paul. Can I share my screen? Can I share a tab? Okay. I'm going to hold on. I should have done this beforehand. I did not. So I'm probably going to be all robot because I only have one screen in here. God, this is awful. Let me open this document really quick. I'm probably going to be a robot. I apologize. Okay. Am I a robot? Yeah, I'm a little bit robotic. Okay. So I'm going to try to share window. Why does it keep becoming available and then becoming unavailable? What's going on there? Oh, that's really going to drive me insane. Okay. Can you all see that? You see it, Paul? Paul is bringing it up. Okay, guys. So here we have the Gala blueprint. It's the ecosystem blueprint of powered by GalaChain. Now, I'm going to run you guys through this, and I'm going to hit some of what I feel personally the most important parts. Please let me know if I go robot-y, Paul. I am trying to keep all the tabby windows open. But no, okay. So here we have this beautiful, beautiful document. I thank Charlie and the entire creative team for putting together something that is as clean and awesome as this. So I'm just going to run through the entire document, beginning to end, hitting all the major points so that you guys can see really what we've got going on here. And if you go to our announcement channel or news.gala.com or the Gala Games Twitter, you will find a link to this document. You can go to my Twitter as well, I believe. Check it out because there's a lot here. And in fact, there's so much here that I had to take some stuff out that is going to come back in later. And some people who got to see early previews of this know about that. But yeah. Okay, so first thing we start off with is a thank you letter to the entire community, especially to all of you guys in Gala Gold who have been massive supporting community members for the longest time. Thank you so much. The other thing here is a reminder, okay, that development is complicated and oftentimes there are dependencies and all sorts of weird things interlinking, so stuff slips. Time is time does get away from you sometimes, and so anytime you see a date here, it is of course subject to change for the benefit of the ecosystem, no matter what. Goes through a little bit of a breakdown of who we are as Gala, the fact that we started in entertainment, and why GalaChain was designed to do what it is designed to do. We go through a bit of the coming Web 2, Web 3 synthesis, how we believe that Web 3 is eventually just going to be the way that things are, and there won't be a distinction any longer. It's all basically going to be the same thing. And then further going into that, we talk about the Gala token. Okay, how the Gala token is, we list the contract address, the Gnosis multi-sig safe to make sure that nobody has control over anything, and what Gala does and does not do, and its importance to GalaChain. Okay, then this is a really important segment that I really want everyone who is watching to pay special attention to, and that is the tokenomics model. We do things somewhat differently than most of the ICO-based models that you guys have seen. It's actually quite a bit different because the emission is determined by the total supply. Okay, and the total supply then is of course determined by emissions and burns. Okay, we do hold about 2 billion Gala in reserve through a multi-sig contract, and that has not yet been touched, and it sits there being its own little thing. Now, this is an important thing. There are 3 different supply numbers which are relevant to the distribution of Gala, and these are very poorly understood. Max supply. This is the total number of tokens that can ever exist at any given time. Okay. For Gala, that's 50 billion tokens. This number is not impacted by burns. This is just the max supply, and this is cap on the Gala contract. Total supply is the number of tokens existing in any given moment. This includes locked tokens, tokens not in circulation. This is tracked as total supply on the contract on Ethereum. Circulating supply is the number of tokens in circulation. Okay. This here at we have an endpoint there, so you can always go and look at it. Previously with CoinMarketCap, there was some confusion about exactly what this was. So now there is an API that anyone can go and look at and pull that number from at any point in time. And there's a write up on how the distribution works and how burn and mint functions. And again, a note that the concept of burn is very poorly understood due to ICO shenanigans that most people perpetrate. Okay, then we go into the founders nodes. Founders nodes are the backbone of the ecosystem. Okay, they facilitate a multitude of workloads, and more workloads are being tested out all the time. Currently, one of the things that I'm most excited about is the fact that we support roughly 85% of the IPFS ecosystem's routing footprint via their DHT tables. That's significantly huge. And we've been having some very good conversations with IP Shipyard, the spin-off company from Protocol Labs that is doing most of the IPFS development, about how we can contribute to that. You're going to hear a lot more about that in the future. One of the key responsibilities the founders nodes have is a gating of the token minting process. If fewer than 20,000 founders nodes are online and meet requirements during any given distribution period, this distribution simply does not happen. The work performed by the founders nodes is critical to the long-term viability of the network, both in terms of the scale of the network and in the eventual operation of what are termed isochains. We've been referring to these as channels. Okay, and then the next thing is that a founders node license is set to expand significantly. Okay, you will, as a license holder, be licensed to operate a peer within the entire ecosystem. This is going to be a really powerful piece once this comes online. Total supply of the licenses is at 50,000 licenses. And governance voting is transparent and captured in a publicly digestible format. But the way that that is done is going to be upgraded in the pretty near future, because there's going to be a lot more votes coming out, founders nodes, that have to do with chain code and making changes and things like that. Let's see here. GalaChain, we run into what GalaChain is, the foundation of GalaChain being based on HLF, the people who use HLF, the fact that it is much more environmentally conscious, the fact that it is so much easier for a developer to work with than Solidity, which is a massive selling point for onboarding Web 2 users, or Web 2 developers, not just users, because for them, ease of access is absolutely critical. And let's see here. The node ecosystem allows different types of things to be shipped and pushed across the network. You're going to be hearing a lot more of this in very, very, very soon. Speaking of buzzwords, now there's a caveat to this. TPS, the concept of TPS is kind of a little bit on the meaningless side. And again, in a few weeks, you'll understand why. But TPS is a misleading metric, because the way that most blockchains handle things is they have a tendency just to push out transactions as quickly as they can push out transactions. Most of those are filled with zeros. Transactions on GalaChain actually have multiple operations inside a transaction, so it's a whole different thing. But we can deal with this, and when the press release hits in a little bit, then there's a whole different conversation that can be had. Validators is another thing that is different. Given that we're not a proof of work system, okay, and we don't have the concept of miners, nor do we have the concept of staking, what we do is we, given the fact that we're based on HLF, we don't work in quite that way. So I'll let you guys dig into all of this. You know, essentially we order things as opposed to having a normal validator in that sense. Let's see, burning bridges. We talk about burning bridges so that there is not the same, you know, sort of collateralized pools of tokens. The difference here is that if you had a different type of token that were to be bridged onto GalaChain for some reason, then that token could potentially exist as in a pool, but you know, that's necessary for other things that aren't in here. Now, here's the exciting part, and I think that people are going to like this. So essentially, what this does is this breaks down the fact that there are three different teams that work in parallel. There's the chain team, the node team, and the platform team. And the three of them all have their own, you know, important roadmaps and KPIs and all of that, but they are interlinked and operate and work on a bunch of different stuff together. So, with that said, I think that this next page is going to be pretty important for people. The roadmap. So before we dig into this, I'm just going to hop over to this and look at some questions. Lucifer, so under 20,000 nodes running, Gala gets no distro either. That is correct. There is no distro that happens. Is this something the nodes will vote on, or have we moved beyond that? The roadmap? The nodes don't have anything to do with the roadmap for the most part. So no, this is not a vote. Are distributions frozen under 20,000 nodes running? Why? Because 20,000 nodes running is, if you were to take the most insanely pessimistic members of the community, you know, the saltiest people who say, Eric controls these many nodes, Wright controls these many nodes, Gala employees control these many nodes, that number does not get anywhere near 20,000 nodes. And so with 20,000 nodes, there's no way for us to keep the network up and to keep the distributions running without all of the node operators, or at least a good chunk of node operators, being online to keep things moving. Let's see here. Other questions. Distro has nothing to do with nodes. Okay, distro does actually have to do with nodes, because you need to have the nodes running in order for there to be a distro. Okay, let's see here. How will Gala pay the bills if there's no distro for months? That's a great question. Let's hope people keep running their nodes. Let's see. Anything else? Any other questions? A peer is a node that essentially contributes to actual GalaChain transactions. We're not at the point where those run across founders nodes yet, but that is a thing that is going to be happening. What is the redacted in Q1 of the blueprint? Top secret stuff? More hype? Top secret stuff. Let's see. Subspace says I'm very tiny. Good, Paul, but that's okay. I know, that's okay. Nodes becoming NFTs will affect distribution. Perhaps node NFTs are in fact coming, yes. Let's see. So peer does not necessarily equal two nodes, no. How about getting a GalaChain developer builder competition show on Gala Film, similar to Cake Boss or Hell's Kitchen? I frickin' love that idea. Jaehoon, if you are listening, note that please for future use. Or actually, good Paul, this might be something you would like to dig at. Okay. Here's Win Gala merch. Shockingly, says ANeeda, might be here faster than we anticipate, but I can tell you soon, possibly next week. I think that that should be a thing. Let's make it happen next week. What do you think, ANeeda? We can do that.
I say yes.
Let's see here. Dr. Wookie, so the purpose of the less than X number of nodes is so that the community would have to band together to forcibly shut down the system. They don't have to, but they could if they wanted to, which is pretty important here. I think that one of the things that's really important is that for us to continue operating as we build out this decentralized ecosystem, other people have to want to participate. Now, everyone who's running a founders node, you guys are participating in this ecosystem. Um, you know, that's the important thing. With 23,000 nodes currently running, isn't there a chance that when founders nodes become NFTs, will go below 20,000 running? Many could go into sale. That's possible. That's possible. But there's also the chance that when that happens, more people will be spinning up more nodes as well, because other things will be happening. You know? Garrison wants to know if this is coded into the V2 contract. No, it is not. It is not in the contract itself on Ethereum. It's in the distributor. Let's see here. Nodes will never go down in price, right? That's currently the plan. Okay. Kaizen says merch is nice. Wonder why you never went with collectibles, especially for significant times for game ecosystem games like Gala Pass. That's definitely a thing that we could do. Town nodes becoming NFTs, is that still a plan? Yes, absolutely. dwsouls.eth. Let's see. Let me look over at YouTube really quick. Where's my YouTube tab? There's my YouTube tab with paused ANeeda on it. When will the gas fee stop on GalaChain? What gas fee are you talking about? You mean the bridging out? If you're bridging out to Ethereum, it's not a GalaChain gas fee. If you're bridging out to Ethereum, it's a Ethereum gas fee, which, admittedly, does suck, but it's not really an us thing. Let's see. Bobby Millette, I wish I could understand all this jargon. Happy to hang out and talk to you about it. BitBender, by the synergy of Sierra game rights that went bankrupt today, the card game was actually well made and has Web3 integration already. That's a great idea. We can look into that. Let's see here. Okay, well let's dive into some of the rest of this, because people want roadmap stuff, and I need to get my little thing up so I don't become a robot again. There we go. Minimize that one. Okay, so things that are coming, or in cases, some of them have already been released. SDK, okay, which will allow people to build on GalaChain without needing us to help them. And there's actually a really cool update to this that happened just today, but I can't talk about it just yet because they told me not to. Public GalaChain Analytics Dashboard. That is something that you will see this quarter. Founders Node NFTs, you will see this quarter. And as a reminder, guys, you will see the Townstar Node NFTs before you see the Founders Node NFTs. However, this document is just for GalaChain and Gala itself as the ecosystem. So you're not going to see specific game updates or specific music updates or specific film updates. There is a film document that is releasing very soon that has specific updates for film. There's music stuff that's coming, another update on that. But those are all parts of their own thing, and we didn't want to put this in the something that is basically more for developers. Hackathons are coming. Bridge validators are coming. This will make the founders nodes responsible for the bridge transactions that happen anytime anything comes onto or leaves GalaChain. Infrastructure API that will be complemented by a command line interface that will make it easier to deploy channels and chain code. A cool redacted thing here that a bunch of people, some people know what it is, but again, can't talk about it right now. You'll hear about it very soon though. Web3 authorization. This is for Q2. This will allow people to interact with GalaChain through platform and other dApp style interfaces. So you won't have to go through platform at all. You'll be able to go somewhere else, use something else that has nothing to do with us. And so that will free up a lot of development because not everybody wants to use platform. Chain code verification via nodes. This is an important thing because what it's going to do is it's essentially going to run chain code through testing on nodes before it gets deployed to prod, essentially. So it again makes the founders nodes a critical component of all of this. GalaChain Gateway is a public endpoint that will allow developers and users to call chain code, making it easier to deploy things. GalaChain Explorer, there's a couple initiatives at work here, but one of them is also an internal initiative. I actually was looking at it just today. It's pretty cool, but I like some of the stuff I'm seeing from the community. Hado Shadow is working on some cool things. The Gala Creator Platform launch is probably happening before Q2, but just putting it out there. SDK for Unity to allow people to integrate GalaChain directly into their Unity projects. Gala and other token purchases within games. This is something that you're going to see. This other one here, the node bonus vote implementation, is something that we're really kicking around a bit because when it came down to it with the community, it was a very polarizing topic. So it's on the roadmap, but it's something that we're probably going to be talking about further. For quarter 3, that needs to be down there, guys. We'll have to deal with a little formatting issue there. Node workload development SDK should be going live. Chain code template bounty programs to allow other people to put templates together, and you get a bounty for those. So whatever it is, whatever the template is for chain code that you want to develop, that would be your place to use it. And again, chain code is really cool, guys, because instead of doing simple transactions, you can have really complex business logic inside chain code. So it can actually be much more efficient in terms of transactions than anything that you would do with Solidity or on anything that's EVM. The GalaChain open source initiative should be mostly completed within Q3. So you'll have the ability to open source and spin up whatever you want. It's going to be placed into a repository, and the license will be set up so that anyone can use it for whatever they want, commercially, non-commercially, however you want, provided that Gala is retained as a gas fee for the ecosystem. So that's going to be a pretty cool thing. And again, gas fees are burns. AWS style setup and configuration for infrastructure so that you can deploy things across the ecosystem. SDK for Android, SDK for iOS, SDK for Unreal platform. And then quarter 4 and beyond, other ecosystem bridges and custom isochain deployment for the Founders Node ecosystem across the entire Founders Node ecosystem. So that's going to be a really cool thing because essentially what it's going to allow you to do is pick the number of Founders Nodes that are running your specific channel. So you can determine the level of resiliency that you would like. And then there are a few other items that are non-roadmap items because we can't control when they happen, and that is centralized exchange support of GalaChain. It's happening, but it's not a thing that we control. Going in, there's a breakdown for how the gas fees are supposed to work, but it is still a work in progress on some of the gas fee stuff. So feel free to read it, comment on it, let us know what you think. There's going to be a lot of this. There's also decentralization plans. And eventually, full control of all of this should transfer to the founders nodes. That's the idea, and it aligns with the core principle. There's a discussion of what the decentralization spectrum is, so you guys can take a look at that. And some of the things that we've got going in terms of regulatory compliance, stuff that we don't do, and then a basic conclusion. So that is, you can go ahead and put me back in the middle there, Paul. That is some of what we've got going on. That is the GalaChain blueprint. Now, I am super excited about where all of this is going, and let's have some conversations about it. So I'm going to pop over to YouTube really quick, see what everyone has to say. When will Gala announce some of its huge GalaChain partnerships? Very soon. Where can we get this document? You can get this document if you go to gala.com. It's the first article. And let's see. When will the gas fee stop? Oh, that's still R3A low. Let's see. Gala merch. And yeah, there's a lot of people just care about the hype. Some of that. Let's see here. Okay, no other questions in YouTube unless I'm missing something here. Let me just refresh just to make sure. Oh, I'm quiet? I shouldn't be quiet. Testing, testing. Am I still quiet? Okay, great. I was just saying, sorry, forget that good Paul cannot be heard by all of you. He said that it's quite quiet for the last sentence. Okay, with all the talk of gas on GalaChain and other people building, will there be a chance for founders node distribution to increase from that? Yes, there will. Let me show you how that works. Okay. 1 second. Let me. Oh no, wrong thing. There we go. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how this works because this is super important. Because this is a thing that people don't understand, and I want them to understand because it's super critical to all of this. And I know I'm going through robot voice. I'm scrolling. Okay, so here you go, guys. This is how this works. If the total supply is under 25 billion, this is the daily distribution. Okay, total supply is under 37 billion, 37.5 billion. This is the daily distribution. Okay, now in something like, I don't know, 5 months from now, something along those lines, with the current distribution schedule, this will drop down to this as we go over this tranche number. Okay, but as people build on chain, as Gala is consumed, as there's certain services with how do I put this? I'm not allowed to talk about some of this stuff. It really pisses me off. As there are certain services that take place that allow for exchanges with one Gala fee of some sort. This number, okay, the amount of Gala being burned by activity on the ecosystem could potentially be higher than the amount of Gala released on a daily basis. Okay. If that happens, then the total supply number decreases and decreases and decreases and decreases. Okay. It's a simple supply and demand calculation. Now, if that gets down to 25 billion or below, it will kick back and then the daily distribution becomes this. Okay. So again, as things happen, as tokens are burned, that you move up and down through this this ecosystem or this emission system. If nothing was happening on chain, nobody was doing anything, then the amount of Gala emitted would gradually go down and down and down and down and down as we reach close to the 50 billion supply. As people burn more tokens, the distribution goes up as you run through the tiers. I am personally in favor of a smoother system. This was originally created by somebody who was here before I was, that was a, sort of, it was inspired by the Bitcoin halving system. I don't like it. I find it a very abrupt, rough system. I think that it should change to something smoother. And if you guys agree, founders know if founders node operators agree, then that could be something that could be done. But again, I would like that, but this is the way it is, and we've left it there. Does that answer your question? Let's see. Does that answer your question, NFT Chuck? Chaco is here. Chaco is here. Hey, Chaco, how you doing, man? Can we hear from Adam Price? What's he most excited about? Well, given that I spent the entire afternoon talking to Adam Price, I know what he's most excited about, and I can't tell you because it's that cool. So you're gonna have to wait for that one until the next. Well, it's probably going to be some of it's pretty big stuff. So there'll be an update to this document. And there is a page at the very, very bottom, which is a change log. So anytime there is an update, it will be tracked there. So you guys will be able to see there. Okay, so I'm gonna hop over to Discord really quick, see what question they may have. Free asks, could Gala do a PFP mint community vote for concept PFP free mint or a low cost mint for Gala Goldies? I would be down for that. Join Gold, get a PFP. That's possible. Win Fortune 500 media company? I'm not allowed to answer that question. What do you mean more nodes potentially coming online around then? Well, what controls whether people run their nodes or not, Garrison? What makes somebody run a node? Okay. Let's see here. What do we got? In Free says Garrison says so Gala would lose their funding if from the 50% if we all shut off our nodes. There would probably be some, if everybody turned their nodes off and it was like absolutely go to hell Gala, then there would probably be I don't I don't honestly know because I think that we are doing our damnedest to build this. Win Oracle on the road. Oh yeah, that Oracle. You know what? You're right. I need to. Paul, can you DM me about the Oracle? That was actually something that was supposed to go on the roadmap. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good Paul is sending me a DM on that. Okay, let's see here. Let's see when what gets implemented. Okay, here. Gala wallets, how did you come to the 20K number? The 20K number was me looking at sort of the way that things would potentially go, and essentially saying this is the number at which the community would be if they were really really upset. They could do something there if they wanted to. Let's see. When can we make NFTs on GalaChain? Go download the SDK, man. You can do some of that stuff on GalaChain right now. Do it if you spun up a channel. You could make that happen. What's happening with Gala Gold drops or the new system that was in place? What new system are you talking about, Smiling Monster? Okay, what do we got here? Oh, Observer is cautiously optimistic. No, no, take that back. Take it back. What's the coolest thing in the document to you? For me personally, the coolest thing in the document is the redacted thing. That's what makes me the most excited because, oh man, I wish I could talk about this so much because the redacted thing is something that has never been done before on any chain, and the way it's being done is entirely different and much more frictionless. Just about anything. And as of right now, the fee is set at 1 Gala. So, we'll just leave that there, but it's a redacted thing, so we're not talking about it. Is the Gala chain at this point and moment fully ready to be supported by central exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, and Co? Oh, and company, other ones? Yes, it is. It is ready right now. We're talking to a lot of them. We're sending over documents and helping with some of these things. Again, it's not a thing that we talk about, but we are contributing to allowing them to integrate. How is the Explorer contest going? I've seen some interesting things. Smile and Monster, that you would get points and select an item to get. Actually, that is something that Jehoon is working at, and there's a lot of different pieces to that. The gold thing here isn't part of this roadmap, but there's some very cool work going in there. When native stable coins, that's mostly a native stable coin really depends on how you design it. Like a stable coin on Ethereum is a stable coin not because of Ethereum, but because of the way that the stable coin contract is put together and the way that it's collateralized and the entity backing it and things like that. So if somebody wants to spin up a stable coin on GalaChain, knock yourselves out, guys. Let's see. If Nephilim Haas launches a spy balloon with the Gala logo on it, will you bail him out of jail? Maybe. Maybe. It's a very, very good question. Um, Observer. So nobody has ever done it before, but it's a good idea. It's due to the way that GalaChain functions. Um, it's different than anything that is EVM, and it's different than any of the other chains that I've experienced, and I've worked with a lot of them, obviously. So I can't talk about it. God, it just sucks so much that I can't talk about it. Benefactor will throw me off of this building if I talk about it. Let's see. When will founders nodes get NFT and coin drops from all content? How will released on the I'm can you rephrase that, lol? I'm not understanding something in your question. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Nephilim Haas wants to work remotely? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if remotely seems good. Okay. I mean, I'm actually seeing some people complaining about the 20K node thing, which I think is interesting. That's a number that I guess if you guys want, we could modulate. Maybe we'll do a node vote on that. When do the founders nodes get all of the spider tanks drops? Those are going through right now. Tweety leaks. Um, Tweety leaks. I don't have any Tweety leaks I can share now. I got in trouble last week. It was not good. Um, why even have the writing that the 20K needs to be online for distro to go out if you essentially just said it will only apply when Gala wants it to apply? Did I say that? I didn't say that. I mean, what I said is that there'd have to be some serious conversations, but I didn't say that it wouldn't apply. I think that if it didn't, if the number of nodes dropped below the mark line, I think that that would be a sign that some things needed to be rethought. Subspace asks, Bitbender, you recently said that Gala is no longer a gaming company. How would you describe it? Gala is still a gaming company. It's not a not gaming company. It's just a more stuff company as well. I think that a lot of what's going on with GalaChain is extremely important. And while it started in gaming and entertainment, it has implications for a massive, massive number of industries out there. And that's why we're pushing so hard at this. The other thing is that while we are working on our own internal games, we're also still supporting other game developers that are coming onto the chain. But the key thing here is that we are a platform. We shouldn't be a publisher, we should be a platform. And that means that if you want to come release a game on GalaChain, bring it to GalaChain. We will do everything that we can to help you be on GalaChain. But what we're not going to do is, take over everything from your game. That's not the way that it should be. You are a game developer. You know what you want to do with your game. Subspace. If I'm describing Gala to people, what do I tell them? You would tell them the way that I look at this is I look at Gala as a protocol. It's an L1 blockchain specifically built for entertainment, but applicable to everything else. That's what I would tell them. Okay. Well, one thing to look at, guys, is if the founders node distribution does stop, okay, what that means is that the emissions stop. Obviously, if you're running founders node, and the only reason that you're running a founders node is to have that emission, then that's that would not be a good thing. However, from a perspective of having a healthy ecosystem, we don't want to have an entire ecosystem that's functioning not in a decentralized fashion. And so if it requires a certain number of nodes to be reached in order to reach that threshold, then the certain number of nodes has to be reached, and that's it. Now, we can contribute to that, okay, but we should not be the ones that own it and run it completely. The crypto bury likes the smoother tranche system. Okay, let's see here. What other questions? I just want to watch Gala Films on Gala Films platform. How much do I have to wait? I don't have a watch on, but um, let's see. It's there's going to be very you're going to see some stuff very soon on that. Okay, here we go. Wookie's coming in hot today. I appreciate your candid nature. He's in Gala Gold. If you guys are not in our Discord, make sure that you join our Discord at galagames.chat. And also make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow. Let's see. When press releases? Press releases are have been going out. There's been some press releases going out sort of in Web 2 world, but there's going to be some more Web 3 stuff. Let's see. Can we get some Gala versus creators type lives? Yes. In fact, I recently challenged Classy to a game of Civilization. So I think we'll have to arrange that next week because I'm going to be here again all week, which means that I am not going to have anything to do in the evening. So I think that this might have to be a Benefactor and Jason sitting in office and live stream. Okay, Paul says we can make it happen. We're gonna have to live stream Civ 6. Okay. Lol39 has reformatted his question. If a third-party creator mints on GalaChain, Will the founders node get a distribution of that? No, not necessarily. Gala Games owns stuff in the distribution, but Gala Games stuff that we put out is part of the distribution. But if you're running your own channel, you're already actually having to pay the founders nodes for the permission to do that. And so when you establish your own channel, you have to burn a shit ton of Gala in order to do that. And in order to keep that channel established, your channel has to achieve a certain degree of burn over the course of a period of time to make sure that the nodes are incentivized to continue running your channel. And let's see here. 5 creators versus 5 Gala staff members. Yeah, but so many of us suck at gaming. I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's see. NFT Chuck wants confetti. Can we give him some confetti, Paul? There we go. Is it possible to make a channel and a coin on or NFT on GalaChain right now? And if so, how so? Yes, go download the SDK. Go do it. You can do all sorts of stuff. Observer, network can't run on 19,000 nodes. It's not that the network can't run on 19,000 nodes. Network could run on 19,000 nodes. However, if you happen to know people in the community who are particularly salty and talking about, Gala controlling everything, this number was specifically chosen because it's a number that we cannot achieve by ourselves. There is no way for us to deploy that number of nodes on our own. Okay, at all. It's completely impossible. Even in the most pessimistic of cases that people, think there are people some crazy conspiracy theories out there. This is not a thing that we have the ability to do. Let's see. No, the blockchain does not halt, and that's not, you know, that's not what this is necessarily about. Once it's completely decentralized and pushed across the nodes, then yeah, if you don't run the nodes, then yeah, blockchain, you don't want that. But the distribution would. What can non-developers do to help GalaChain? Tell your friends. One of the things that's going to be going in here in the future is that there's a part of the way that the gas works is that the people who bring people in who establish channels can potentially receive part of that gas as well. So, bring friends, get your dev friends in to come check it out. Okay, here. Total employee nodes, right plus Bene. Right plus Bene, they each have 7,000 each. That's a thing. The number is not 23,000, Dr. Wookie. It is significantly less than that. There is a number that has been said will be distributed over years, but it is not 23,000 nodes at all. I'm going to put a no reaction, a blinky no reaction. Everyone can see that. Wasn't part of the 2023 roadmap for games to provide game roadmaps. The game roadmaps are on the games themselves. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. 23,000 nodes after 5 years. That's 23,000 nodes after 5 years, assuming that everything stays the way that it is. But that's yeah, that's again an assumption 5 years down the road question. Let's see. We need more polished, finished games. Absolutely agree. I think the total number of nodes that all employees could bring to bear right now, if everyone came together, is probably about 16,000, maybe. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay. Okay, guys. Well, I think let me pop over YouTube real quick. Murphy Gray, if someone wanted to create content that could be used officially by Gala, someone wanted to create an animated series, should they approach Gala first or mock something up? Honestly, man, I'd mock something up and I'd share it with the community. If the community loves it, I'm sure we'll love it too. Oh, I'm going robotic again, but I have this open. This must just be a connection issue. Let's see here. James Hutch 1000 asked, again and again and again in a line, when will Coinbase relist Gala? That's entirely up to Base. Not a thing that we control. And so yeah, question. Here he is again. If you're asking a question, only ask it once, man. Asking it a bunch of times does not. The reason that I responded to it is because you know, there are other people that I know that have that same question, but if that was the case, I would not have been. That's again, you know, doing that a bunch of times is not helpful. I'm being told I'm going question again and again. Okay, well, James, you get to be hidden in this channel forever. I apologize. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and talk, guys, because apparently I'm going robot-y. But I just wanted to thank you guys for coming in and listening. We got a lot of really cool stuff, and there's a lot more coming. So I'm excited. Until then, see you guys on the flip side. Get better out. Peace.